Peace, family. Back again to read more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding concerning the fake world that we live in. Okay? Peace and love to all beautiful people out there that create things and dwell in the truth. Know the self and question everything. You know what I'm saying? Right now I'm dealing with this video that just came across and thought I better speak about it for you to have an idea of deceptions and more deceptions and layers of religions, man. But watching this video, you're going to understand that there is some other things that you will understand about so-called Africa that is not taught to you, yeah, or is not being revealed at the daylight. It's talking about this or the Bible that they got in Africa, and they claim it's older than King James, and it's been there forever. And these dudes have this Bible, but I don't understand why this Bible contains white angels and the people of Ethiopia as is so dark, but these people in the book look to be white. It's another story that needs to be investigated. And on top of that, they claim they have two versions, people, of the same damn Bible, but obviously it's going to be different. And these niggas were one of the first Christians in Africa, you know what I'm saying, that even way before the King James was published, they already had this. And when Christianity was running their wars of conquest, and there were Christians running back and forth from places that didn't tolerate them, they will go to Ethiopia, you know what I'm saying, Ethiopia will look after them and everything, but they never recognized the Ethiopian Bible. These same Christians never recognized the Ethiopian Bible because it's written in angel languages that they don't understand, and there is no translations until recently that somebody did. Okay, let's watch, man. Let's not, tell the whole story.
Ever seen this before in your life? Chances are your answer is no. It looks really weird, like something you see in a treasure hunt movie, only that this is real. The Ethiopian Bible is one of the most mysterious and controversial books that ever existed. Even the country itself is shrouded in mysteries that can't be explained, but that's a story for another day. Ethiopia is home to one of the oldest civilizations in the world, and is the only country in Africa that was not colonized.
Hold on.
Because of that,
people, it just said was the only country that was not colonized by Christians and other religions the time, because they already had the damn Bible. So they didn't need to colonize Ethiopia, people, they claim, because they already had the Bible, even though it was not King James. Because King James copied from all these Bibles. So they were accepted as being basically already colonized. That's why they were not colonized, right?
And trace their lineage all the way back to Ham, one of the sons of Noah.
Hold on.
This has even been collected.
Hold on. So the Ethiopians had this old Bible, people, and they claim they traced their ancestors back to Ham. You see that? They traced their ancestors back to Ham, the fallen, the son of Yhwh. Yeah? So there's a problem. There's a big problem. Even though they're showing this face that don't look like an Ethiopian or nothing, looks like a fallen angel, and doesn't look like an Ethiopian. This is a joke, people. Let's continue.
With the Jews. But this video is not about the country itself, but about what the country possesses. Ethiopia has some of the oldest Bible scrolls that ever existed, even older than the famous KJV Bible. Other than the 66 books that make up the King James Bible, the Ethiopic Bible has 88 books and includes
Who is
some books
that,
other
people?
churches.
Hold on, I've done something. I've done something, people. Hold on, bear with me.
This video is brought to you by Speakeasy.
James Bible. The Ethiopic Bible has 88 books and includes some works that other churches just don't have. The book has scrolls from the Old Testament, the New Testament, and scrolls that had never been seen before. And what makes this so interesting is that they had these scrolls long before Christianity first came to their society in the 4th century. In other words,
Hold on, people. They had these scrolls long before Christianity came to them. They claim in 6th century. 6th century, I don't think so. But okay, let's go to their fake history anyway, because there was no, in 6th century.
Christianity wasn't a religion given to them like most nations. Christianity was already in Ethiopia. Since the 4th century, Ethiopia...
Who bought it there, people? That's all you're gonna tell me? That it was already there? Who bought it there, people? You see the star fallen angels? Let's go.
Nation of Christianity. Egyptian traveler, monk, and historian Cosmas Indicopleustes wrote that Ethiopia was a Christian country.
None of them are
In the
Ethiopian.
middle of the 6th century. He saw how the rulers opened their borders to a lot of Christian refugees who fled to Ethiopia as they ran away from persecution from kingdoms and empires that were against Christianity. Certain Ethiopian tribes have been worshiping the Christian God for over 3,500 years. In such, the oldest organized Christian body in the world is not the Catholic ministry as many would have. You believe? But the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which is locally known as Tewahdo in Ethiopia. The country also has one of the earliest illustrated Christian books ever found, which is a part of the Gospels written in Ge'ez, an old...
Hold on, people. They have Gospels written in Ge'ez. Fallen angel language, people. This got to be fallen angel language, people. You see that? And this predates so-called Christians. They were the first dudes running the operation from Africa. Okay, King James took the books, selected the books he wanted, filtered it, and created King James Bible. Like that. And it all came from the fallen people. Nobody speaks this language. It's not even Hebrew, people. It's another language that they spoke. Yeah. You see, it looks like Hebrew down there, how they spell the name of their God over there. Look like Yahweh. Yeah. But that's what they did. And from this, they created this other language. And And these dudes don't look Ethiopian. Are they? These are all fallen angels, people. Work of fallen angels. Children of Satan himself. I'm telling you. Let's go.
in language, and was found in 2010 in a monastery on top of a mountain in Ethiopia.
It's just found, people.
According to the Kebra Nagast, which is in Ethiopia's holy book. In the 10th century BC, an Ethiopian ruler and the famous biblical queen of Sheba went to Jerusalem to ask the famous King Solomon for advice.
Hold on.
It's even recorded in the acceptable Bible canon, but what the Bible didn't tell us is that the two rulers had a son together named Menelik. Queen Sheba took the boy back to Ethiopia and made him the first emperor.
When they say went to Jerusalem, people, he's talking about America. He's got to be. You understand that? There was no other Jerusalem but there. All these names are coming from America, as I explained to you. So when you hear so-called Queen of Sheba go all the way from Ethiopia, all the way there to get pregnant, yeah, from some other bloodline people, yeah, or was it in Europe? Was it in America, right? Because the dates, that's what it tells you. It was an old, very, long time ago.
Experts looked at the genetic makeup of many Ethiopians
Mm-hmm.
and found some evidence to support Sheba's journey to Jerusalem
Mm-hmm.
and birth there. In such, it is believed that Egyptian, Israeli, or Syrian people may have mixed with the Ethiopian natives around 3,000 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
during the time when the queen is said to have ruled the kingdom of Sheba, collaborating the story even further. Despite having all these credentials and authenticity, the Ethiopian Bible is still discarded and not taken as part of the canon of the holy books.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, most people...
So what you have to
leaders in the same
understand is
faith,
that Queen of Sheba, yeah, going all the way there to have this kid with another bloodline, both another bloodline to Ethiopia, you know what I'm saying? And this bloodline was a mixed breed. Don't forget that. A Religio.
Never heard of the Ethiopian Bible.
Mm-hmm.
That's to show you the extent of what was done to discredit and hide the Ethiopian Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy another pair of glasses until you've seen what this new invention can do. These self-adjustable glasses are taking the world by storm.
Don't
They
trust
let you
them,
achieve
people.
a perfect...
This begs to question, why? Well, to understand that, let's take a little history lesson. The Bible as we know it today wasn't actually how the Bible was in the past. There were many versions of different parts of the Bible, as well as many different interpretations and ideas of what the Bible was thought to be saying.
Mm-hmm.
As we all know, the Bible texts were originally written in Hebrew before being translated to other languages.
Mm-hmm.
The first translation was done by a man known as Saint Jerome from Hebrew to Latin.
Mm-hmm.
He was responsible for putting together what is known as the Vulgate around the year 400. And the Vulgate still remains the principal Latin version, or the translation of the Bible. It had 27 books called the New Testament and 39
Not
books
400.
called the Old Testament.
Maybe 800.
At that time, it was called the Hebrew Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You see, in the first century, many books were written about Jesus' life and teachings.
Mm-hmm.
However, many of them were not true.
Mm-hmm.
These were like
None of
fiction
them.
novels of the account of Jesus' life. The problem was that when these books were written and released to the public ended up believing those fan fiction books were actually real. There was no internet to quickly fact check these books, and as we know, fake news travels faster than real news. So you can only imagine the scores of fake books that were in society and the damage it did.
They all fake.
This became a worry for leaders in the early Christian church. They met at the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD and the First Council of Constantinople in 381 AD to choose which books would be added to the New Testament. They decided that a book was scripture if it was written by one of Jesus' followers or someone who saw him teach. The book also had to have been written in the first century and make sense with the rest of the Bible. There have been many changes to what we now call the Holy Bible, but the most important change may have happened during the reign of King James I. Despite the Vulgate existing for about 500 years, there were still numerous versions and accounts of the Bible, so much that it bothered the reigning
So
monarch.
what you guys need to understand is that these Bibles, okay, that first came from fallen angels, and then it was somehow given to certain people, certain kings, and it's always the same path. Yeah, these kings are working for Yahweh. Don't forget that. They are all there by Yahweh, including Queen of Sheba went there to get pregnant from Yahweh somewhere and came back with the alien seed. Don't forget that. And you say that you can even find the the seed in Ethiopia today by checking their DNA, they can still find this pattern to this alien that they mixed with another bloodline and standard. So these kings like King James, yeah, and many other kings, all these kings, what they do, they grab these books, these fallen angel books, and they select, okay, portions of the book that will do the magic for their kingdom and will put everybody back to sleep and have everybody under their control to control their kingdom. Okay, they select the books that favor them, and that it's not about no truth. Okay, that they select the books that are good for their kingdom and for maintain their order and whatever they're doing in there, and to make it normal, to normalize their kingdom. Yeah, it doesn't mean he's righteous or he's going to choose the portions that fits him. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the other books, they get rid of them and don't put them in there, don't include them. Okay, and since they are also in like angel language, nobody else is gonna break them down, and that's all you're gonna have. Okay, it's all a control system. Okay.
He was worried about the different Bible versions that were popular in the 1600s. The king wanted a version of the Bible that settled religious differences, as well as one that reinforced his power. Several priests also asked the king to make changes, saying that some of the translations that were going around were wrong. To solve this pressing issue, the king got 47 experts to look over all the different translations of the Bible that were already out there. They were split into 6.
The king has got 47 angels to choose which parts of the book they're going to use.
And worked on different parts of the project on their own for 7 years.
Project.
These men had to follow strict rules so that they wouldn't show any bias. They also used a number of different tools to help them make a scientific Bible that stayed true to the original languages.
Hell
When
no.
the priest and the king looked at the works of these experts and saw that they had similarities in their work, Depsite being far from each other, they approved it, giving glory to God for guiding them to arrive at the same conclusion.
You see that? They got men to get this book together, people. Okay? Got 47 men to get this book together. And then they approved it in the end. And then you see that, 3 men, like me, the brother Surf, brother Paul, 3 men break it down and find all these books that they mixed there and they had nothing in common. How do you explain that? 47 men put this together. And they couldn't see that certain books don't even go together. They couldn't see that the book contradicts itself. That 1 minute Yahweh is telling them to do good, and next minute is telling them to do evil. So didn't they spot that? 47 men working for the king, getting paid big money, living in big houses, having all the kingdom, and couldn't spot that. You see that? It's all a joke.
In 1611, the King James Bible was published, and because of advancements made in printing, it became one of the most accessible Bible versions to date. So these edits made in the King James Bible and the original Vulgate translation made by St. Jerome saw to it that some books were not included in the Bible most Christians have today.
So,
Ethiopian Bible,
if some books were not even included, why do you think you know the truth? I'm talking to these so-called Israelites out there that can swear by their mother, can swear by their children, can swear their heads in the chop that this shit is real. Yeah, but the man is telling you that a lot of books they didn't even include that. So what the hell did they include that? They include that what they wanted you to believe. That's it. Okay, because it was a fallen angel book anyway. For them to rule over
contains
you.
all scripture. Now that we've taken a short course on the Bible's history,
This is Little Robot, the highest rated self-cleaning litter box that removes the chore of scooping. It helps you have a cleaner
Living with animals, you damn
after you've
pigs.
had eggs.
Now that we've taken a short course on the Bible's history, it's time to answer the major question of why the Ethiopian Bible was rejected. There are a lot of diverse reasons why the Ethiopian Bible isn't accepted, but the major reason is because the Ethiopian Bible includes additional books known as pseudepigraphs. Pseudepigrapha are falsely attributed works, texts whose claimed author is not the true author, or works whose real author attributed it to a figure in the past. Like fan fiction. Pseudepigrapha
Fan
is
fiction,
not
people.
canonical by most other Christian traditions.
God damn.
The books that were removed or rejected were ones that scribes and theologians of the time already knew.
All those books, people, all those books come down to fan fiction. How do you explain that? Even that they took out what they call them other books were fan fiction, and all the books that remained are all fan fiction still. So you see that? It's dumb.
People before and after Jesus wrote these books with evil intentions.
Jesus
I
didn't
understand
write
their
nothing.
reasons for removal. Take, for example, if someone today released a book and said Kobe Bryant isn't a great athlete, the book would be a great failure, and the author would receive lots of backlash because we know that is false. But give that book 500 years, and when someone in that timeline sees that book, people in that era could start to think that Kobe Bryant do actually suck. So, to prevent such lies from spreading into the future, we root it out now. Now, even the Ethiopian Bible has two canons.
But this is the same
Broad and
analogy.
narrow
Hold on.
canon.
This is the same analogy, people, that they're going to not to make. That somebody wrote the damn book as a damn fan fiction. Yeah, many years ago. Give it some time, and motherfuckers gonna believe that it's real. That God wrote the damn book. And you saw it was 47 men writing the damn book. They're gonna call the book Holy Book. Yeah, they're gonna tell you that God wrote the damn book. He didn't. You see that? So give it time, and motherfuckers are gonna believe everything that is in the book. Why? Because you gave it time. People that are born down the line and being, cultivated through time, they've been programmed, they've been brainwashed to believe it over time, they're gonna believe it's real. They're born into the bullshit, so the book has got fallen angels, and they're gonna believe it. It's real. But it's all man, Yahweh, man of war, put this shit together.
But before we go into it, first let me define what a canon is. A canon is a generally accepted law, rule, principle, or criterion by which something is judged. So with that in mind, it's canon for a phone to have one screen, a country, one president, this channel, more subscribers. The broader and famous canon has 81 books. In this popular version, we have Enoch, the Jubilees, the 3 books by Maccabees, the Epistle to
They
Clement,
keep coming.
4 books of Synodos, and a whole lot more. This is the one the video is mostly about, and the one that is a bit famous. The narrow canon, on the other hand, was overseen by Emperor Haile Selassie. He created the narrow version and
The
publicly
kings
proclaimed that
write
this
these
was the
books.
official and completed version of the Ethiopian Bible.
So you have another king writing the version of the Ethiopian Bible, people. Writing a new version of the Ethiopian Bible. A king. Yeah? And I got morons trying to tell me that, it was the creator that wrote this shit. Don't, look, man, don't piss me off, man. Don't insult my intelligence, man. When they're telling you that, even who wrote it and who put it together. And you come around here telling me Jesus is real. You Negroes, man, you have
The
it
reason
coming.
for this, unfortunately, I can't say because it might cause a misunderstanding and a war in the comment section. But all I will say is, look him up on the internet and do your research and see the truth for yourself. The narrow canon version doesn't have some scriptures that are found in the broader version. It just has 72 books in it. While the broader canon has everything the narrow canon has and more. The broader canon has not been reprinted since the early 20th century. So already you can see that Even within itself, there were already controversies. And having two different versions could also contribute to it not being accepted.
It's confusion.
The Ethiopian canon is a great way to see how the Bible has changed over time. Contrary to popular belief, the Bible isn't just one book.
Say goodbye to old costly cable TV once and for all. This revolutionary invention gives you access to your favorite channels and movies.
Contrary to popular belief, the Bible isn't just one book. It's more of a collection of texts and experiences written over many years. And that's where the problem kind of lies. Different religious groups, including the verified or accepted ones, have a long history of excluding or including different texts or copies
Here we go.
based on different theological
Here we go.
personal
For the
preference.
morons.
For example, the Bible we know today was mostly written in the 4th and 5th centuries AD. By that time, Christianity in Ethiopia had already begun to differ from Christianity in Europe and the surrounding area of the Mediterranean. And till date, the difference keeps getting wider. The Ethiopian Bible has a lot of similarities with the Catholic
Now,
and Orthodox.
if this is not a bad thing, people, yeah, if this is not a curse, that Ethiopia has been the place that these manuscripts came first, and look at the place today, poor and destroyed. Why are they not so rich? If they are the real, the real dudes that so-called Moses is dealing with them, the Creator gave them these scrolls? No. Yahweh gave them these scrolls and put them in misery, colonized them. Yeah, they believe this is their heritage now, but where did they came from then? And these dudes don't even look Ethiopian. That's the part that is even more troublesome. It's all fallen angels.
Although it does have a few extra Old Testament books. These were probably written in the last few hundred years BC, which is late in the time of the Old Testament books, but before the New Testament began. Additional books
All
were
that
added
bullshit.
to the end of the New Testament after the rest of it was written.
Mm-hmm.
These books especially talk about the history and structure of the Ethiopian church. Another reason for the Ethiopian Bible being rejected could be because of the language it is written in. The Ethiopian
So
Bible
hold
was written
on.
in Yhwh.
So they stole the principles of the book, created the King James, created all the Bibles, and then they deny the book that they stole from. Have you seen what they do? Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? Did you question that? Did you think about that? How they created the Bible using this old text from Ethiopia and then never accepted it? How do you explain that? And Ethiopia seems that that's the worst place. I mean, it was already pre-colonized before the colonization of the whole entire Africa. Ethiopia was already colonized with Christianity and was helping the Europeans, basically, to promote Christianity. How do you explain that? And all these Jews that in their books look European. Yeah. But they're in Ethiopia, right? So what happened? What the hell happened in Ethiopia? After so-called Queen Sheba bring the new seed, fallen angel, right? She brought the new seed to Ethiopia, and everything went wrong since then. That's all I can see.
Making it difficult for non-speakers to access. Plus, the lack of translations and unique practices of the Ethiopian Bible have contributed to its relative obscurity outside of Ethiopia. The third reason is more controversial and is because of politics. Power in politics was what the Roman emperor cared about during the early days of Christianity, not spiritual growth.
So when they built all these European nations and divided them, Rome and these dudes, they had to give them something to live by. So they used the canons from Ethiopia and they gave them the religion as well, just, to colonize them too. They had to colonize them from the fallen angels to do the work of Yahweh. They all seeds of Yahweh. Satan, as I will explain to you, okay, I will explain to you that Yahweh is Satan, Jesus is Satan. It's written by their own people. It's written in books. That this, when you see all this stuff in the Bible, that Yahweh divided the waters and this and that, it's all Satan that is doing that. Yeah, it's all Satan that paid his way around. Angels moved the land around, created dry land and all that crap. And because he did wrong and didn't want to be punished, he begged the Creator to be merciful to him, and they gave him a period of time of 7 weeks, 7 days, whatever, to rule, but above the dome, okay? And then after that, he's got to go. But these dudes that are running all this religio, they are all the children of the dude that is above the globe, the dome, sorry. And they here to work, doing the works of Satan. They here to deceive, to do everything that you see Yahweh telling them there. That's why they had to select the parts that Yahweh told them, because the work is doing down here. So pay attention to that.
Any scrolls that didn't fit with their preferred story were left out.
That don't fit with
the
programming.
Bishop of Rome told the priests to destroy the scrolls that weren't in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But the priests were smart and hid many of them in vats that were found near the Dead Sea in the 1940s, which would explain the differences between both Bibles.
Look, man, these Dead Sea Scrolls and all that crap, man, I'm not falling for that. It's all work of men. Okay? There is no creator behind all that play mind fucking, man. Yeah, that they hide in the scrolls over there, and now they found. Dude, if this was something from the creator and they were the people doing this telling you to, somebody just think about burning this and they will die. You know what I'm saying? If he was for real. Yeah? Not all these plays when they want to give you a new book. Hey, we found some books in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Ain't that something? But it's okay. They believe it. It's a belief system.
Have a quote-unquote complete version of the Bible, and the other version have what man deemed to be all right. But in recent years, people have become more interested in the Ethiopian Bible, trying to find out what makes it special and the truth.
Okay, I'll stop there. And I tell you guys that what makes it special, is that all these books that you read out there came from these books that they show you there, that were planted by the fallen angels. Yeah, that's really where the colonization seems to come from. You know what I'm saying? It came from there. It went to Europe. They created King James. They created all the thousands of other Bibles, and they colonized the whole entire earth with the same damn book. Even all the other African countries, they find a way to put that Bible over there and colonize their minds, bodies, and soul, and spirit. So that today they don't know nothing else but these fallen angels rule over them. These fallen angels doing all these evils that we see going on with the weather, with the wars, with destruction, with resets, with all types of evil. But you see that? He put his head like he's a damn saint. See that? He's not even an Ethiopian, people. These are the seeds that they brought into Ethiopia. Yeah, the woman seed. See that? She went to Jerusalem to get pregnant from the fallen. Was it Solomon? Was it David? She went there to get pregnant and came back to Ethiopia And the dude next minute there's all these books of fallen angel in Ethiopia. And then it's propagated to the whole world. But, you know, they keep that one secret and don't teach that angel language to nobody. It's the alien language that they create, that he's wrote these books, because nobody speaks these languages today. Unless you are their kids or you contact with them. They don't teach these languages at school, nobody speaks it. That's all, man. I love you all. Keep the instructions. Don't let them fool you with no type of text. Love you all. Peace.